Citizens speak out. Demands by the people for legitimate and meaningful reform continue to be heard as citizens gather across the globe, including those in Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Chile, Egypt, Honduras, Libya, Maldives, Palestine, Syria, and Tunisia.
Teachers in Honduras who held rallies against privatization of education and for improved living conditions are taking legal recourse over the government's suspension of their jobs.
Euronews estimates that around 8,000 Syrians have been arrested or disappeared in the 7 weeks since protests began. The BBC has also given accounts of activist torture, with some released after having their fingernails removed by pincers. Amidst reports of tanks and soldiers preparing to take over yet another town, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon spoke with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad on Wednesday, May 4th, urging for an end to the violence, while also requesting Syria's cooperation with the UN Human Rights Council and to allow humanitarian aid into Daraa. Meanwhile, the government has admitted to detaining Al Jazeera journalist Dorothy Parvaz.
In the first ever investigation during a conflict by the International Criminal Court or ICC, Special Prosecutor Luis Moreno Ocampo reported to the UN Security Council that the ICC has found evidence of crimes in Libya against humanity by the government regime, including murder and persecution. Meanwhile, the International Organization for Migration's ship Red Star 1 risked its safety going into the besieged Misurata harbor and, despite coming under attack from Libyan forces, was able to rescue some 800 people.
Following over a month of violent suppression of peaceful protesters calling for reform in Bahrain, the government voted Tuesday to extend emergency law for another 3 months. Security forces also brought down a prayer hall in Bani Jamra as part of ongoing protesters' suppression through destroying mosques and other religious gathering places.
Following weeks of a deadly border dispute involving rights to an ancient temple, Cambodian and Thai military leaders reached another ceasefire agreement on Wednesday, while also agreeing to steps toward re-establishing mutual trust as villagers on each side of the border were allowed to return to their homes.
Following 4 days of violent protests in the Maldives over rising prices and poor economic performance, U.S. Assistant Secretary of State Robert Blake visited the island nation, where he called upon both the government and minority parties to reach a diplomatic compromise.
As we mourn the lives lost, we are glad to see some glimmers of harmony dawning in turmoiled regions, and we pray for an end to all conflicts as people in every nation choose to live in shared freedom, dignity, and peace.
In sorrowful response to these unfortunate world events, Supreme Master Ching Hai lovingly reminds, "If the road is wrong, the more we walk on it, the more we go wrong. Any leaders who committed harm to others should stop at once, sincerely repent to God, and act to redeem their mistaken deeds. Then they will be pardoned, even if humans can't forgive. Heaven will."